For Adam Sandler, doing the follow-up to Jack and Jill is really pretty simple. There's really nowhere to go but up. That's My Boy stars Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, amongst some other people as well. It's a story of a man-child, played by Adam Sandler. When he was very young, he had sex with his teacher, spawning a spawn, and that spawn turns into Andy Samberg. Now, Adam Sandler, when he was a kid, was really famous because he was the kid who actually got the teacher. And he pretty much became rich off that. News stories, memorabilia, a TV movie. But Andy Samberg grew up in that shadow because he was the baby of the teacher and the kid. And so eventually, when he turned 18, he moved out, moved far away, started his own life, changed his name and everything. And this movie reunites them back together on the eve of his wedding with the chick from The Roommate. That movie. Oh. Now, I like Adam Sandler. I do. I think he's a funny guy, and he always seems like he's a nice guy whenever I see him in interviews. He always seems very humble and not affected by the Hollywood life, and I like that when actors are like that. And this movie is, of course, better than Jack and Jill. And, you know, honestly, I could go in the bathroom right now and create something better than Jack and Jill. That's My Boy kind of reverts to the classic Adam Sandler genre that he kind of invented for himself, and when I say that, I mean this. He kind of has a bit of a checklist. There are certain things you need. Number one, Adam Sandler has to play a man-child, someone who is an adult but doesn't really act like an adult. You know, he's very immature. He grew up thinking he can be a certain way. Perhaps he was rich, or he got famous for some reason that doesn't really mean anything, but now he's rich and he can be a man-child. And somewhere along the way, something has to be introduced to teach him a lesson. Perhaps someone he has to treat like a son, or actually he has a son and now he has to take care of him. Also, it is absolutely required to have a sexual subplot involving an elderly woman or women. For some reason, that's gotta be in all of them, Sandler. Why? Also, it's very important for him to at least have a couple of his personal real-life friends whose lives he is basically financing at this point, particularly this man, and unfortunately, this man. Nick Swartzen has a fairly large supporting role in this movie, and I really just don't like that guy. I just don't find him funny. I mean, if anyone saw Bucky Larson and walked out and was like, that was a great one. That was a pretty good movie, wasn't it, Jim? Oh boy, I really like that one. I'd shoot you in the face. Also, it's very important for him to have a kind of high-pitched or childish voice, something like this. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Let's go! It's nice to see him do anything really that's not Jack and Jill, but for the most part, I just didn't laugh that much during this movie. There are definitely funny times in this movie, and there were a few jokes that worked for me, but there's only so many times that I can watch a 500-pound man running around naked and find it funny. And that's zero. I didn't really buy the chemistry between Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg. It felt very forced. It didn't feel natural. There are subplots in the movie that were really disgusting, and I understand that this is like an R-rated comedy for Adam Sandler, but it didn't feel necessary. It didn't really add much humor to the movie, and I wasn't expecting any sophisticated comedy. And I can totally switch off my brain sometimes and just laugh at stupid things that are on the screen if they're funny. But I do like it when it seems like someone's at least trying to work for humor, and I just didn't buy it in this movie. There weren't that many laughs from me. If you're a fan of Adam Sandler's more classic movies, you'll probably appreciate this movie more, but for the most part, this is just kind of one of those movies where you can literally see like every single place it's gonna go from the start if you've ever watched an Adam Sandler movie before. So I'm gonna give That's My Boy a C-. Like I said, it's not a terrible movie. It's definitely a step up from some of his more recent comedies. So what's your favorite Adam Sandler movie? I mean, for me, he has two different types. For his comedies, I'd probably say Happy Gilmore. For his more serious movies, I'd say Punch Drunk Love. What do you guys think? And as always, guys, if you like this review, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmann. Let's go!